Oh, it's your favorite bird friend. It's India Swift.
Whoa.
Oh, it's your favorite bird friend. It's India Swift.
Whoa. hello.
Well, hi.
Welcome.
Oh my
welcome,
goodness.
Welcome.
Hello.
Let's see.
You're looking so good today.
Do. Yeah.
Did you do something new to your hair? Fabulous. How is everybody? It's a Thursday. And you know what that means? It means it's a deadline day for me. Oh, it's a deadline day for me, so I'm not gonna share my screen.
She's not gonna share her screen.
No, not today, because it's a deadline day for me. Oh, it's a deadline day for me.
And you can't see the Transformers storyboards that she's working on.
You'll never see them!
You'll never.
Well, hopefully you'll see them when they come out. And then you'll be like, wow, that's so cool. But until then,
Kawaii.
hopefully you'll be like, that's awesome.
Sugoi.
Oh, it's so good.
Can you guys hear us okay? Oh, hey, Max. Thank you. I know Ula. And Emlet. And Martina. And Habo.
Abo! Hello. Hey guys, how you doing? How's everybody doing today?
We hope you enjoyed yesterday. It was a lot of fun, and we were wholly not prepared for it, but I think it went smoothly.
Yeah,
so.
Can you ever be prepared for something like that? I don't know.
Last stream was amazing. It was lovely to get to chat to Dan and Brian for a bit.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. To hang out with the team and watch it all together for the first time.
Yeah. Like we're also everyone involved is just always like everyone's busy. This is something that I don't think we really covered is like everyone is all busy all of the time. And so a lot of this stuff is just like emailing back and forth of like, hey, cool, I like this bit, can you change this bit? But that was the point where we got to like actually, you know, talk about it. It was strange. It was good. It was like
talk about it.
And we learned the crab's name.
We did. That is the best thing to come out of the stream, is that we now all know that this crab is called Stefan.
And I don't know if you saw, but I think a ginger kitty has been making Stefan the plush.
I did. I
like,
did see.
All throughout yesterday, just I was seeing
insane progress is happening.
Insane. Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci. Insane progress.
I did not expect that plushie to get made so fast. It's incredibly cool. I hope that Brian will get sent a plush of Stefan. Da Vinci?
Da Vinci. Okay.
Oh, thanks, Harry. We were so nervous. I'm still like kind of nervous from it. I've got like residual nerves. Does anyone want some nerve residue?
Nerve residue.
Oh my gosh,
oh,
I made
no.
a joke about dog residue. I think only Kevin got it. I think only Kevin got my terrible Undertale joke.
Is that because we were talking about the dog?
Oh, it was Mark.
Cushion? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark's. I really loved that it looked like Mark had a
just a stalker.
someone just standing outside their door.
Oh, me too. So funny. The most threatening webcam I've ever seen. Aw, thank you guys. Thank you, Blitz Tactics. I say you guys, I mean specifically Blitz Tactics. Blitz Tactics. I can speak. I can say words.
You can say things.
I can sometimes say words. So yeah, I'm sorry that I'm going to be NDA'd today, but Mike will be probably showing you some cool stuff.
Oh, it's your favorite bird friend.
Because now that
It's
the video's out.
India Swift.
Whoa.
Show some stuff.
Yeah, it means we can show you guys some of the behind the scenes stuff. Shh, you didn't see it here. Secrets.
You know, maybe.
I know, maybe.
I'm just opening up the files and it's being very
It's like, no.
a little bit actually, yeah.
When's the next night's project? I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, there's it's not exactly a hiatus, but everyone is so busy at nights at the minute doing like different stuff. We don't really have anything on right now at the minute. I'm sure the next night's project will be something super effing cool though. You know, Pat is super busy directing Masters of the Universe over at Powerhouse. Habbo and Kevin and the others are like freelancing all over the world for various different insanely cool productions. I think Bryony and Gemma are off at Cartoon Saloon making films. We're just hanging here. I'm drawing robots. It's fun. So yeah, not a clue what the future holds. It could be anything. It could be anything! The world is our oyster. I've got a few ideas of things I'd like to do with nights. It just requires a little bit of free time. But I'm excited about that kind of stuff. But I can't talk about it.
Nope.
Can't say anything about it. It's the way.
This is the way.
This is the way of the animator. Is that a lot of the time you can't say anything about what you're about to be working on or working on.
All right, let's switch over. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me just get my screen.
Hi, Ula. I'll give you another pie recipe. Oh, that is like, I do want another pie recipe. And also to work with you, I guess. I mean, yeah, I'd love to. I saw Rabbit the other day saying that they wanted to direct an animated project, and I would love to assemble a team with Rabbit doing the visual dev or like the art direction on it. That'd be super cool. Someone give them a budget.
Those was some of the Twitter banners I was making. That's just what I have open.
This is what you have available. This
yeah.
is the entire video in frames. There's only like 30 frames. It's all just an illusion, a trick of the light.
Just trying to work out the best way to show this.
What are you showing?
Just my screen, but like I've got black borders on the sides. I'm like, yeah, I just tried to open up. I just tried to open up an After Effects file, and it was like, no.
So, is there anything that you guys would like to see, like in particular?
Yeah, give me some ideas.
Because if there's anything you guys would like us to like show you how it was done, then Mike has all the files on hand.
I actually don't have all the files.
You have some of them.
I have some of them. I worked on Mystic Crystal on my old PC, so
You
this
didn't
PC
sync your
only
Dropbox.
has-
You didn't sync your Dropbox for the entire project.
Show us some more crystal crabs. I might have that one. That's the one I just tried to open.
I believe in you. If that helps.
Press the migrate settings button in particular in the effect to complete the migration. Maybe that's what I need to do.
Does my pure-hearted belief in you help?
139 missing files. Doesn't sound great.
Sounds great.
It might have been because I've moved.
You want to see my brain? It's fried, I'm afraid. Good luck. Good luck finding that. You might need a microscope. Man, I'm tired. So tired from like just the emotional exertion of yesterday, you know. I'm so happy that it's finally out in the wild, but also, oh man, I was so nervous. Like emotionally spent.
Is this the right file? Must be. Although he's very glowy, so he looks like what he looked like before I finished working on him.
Interesting. Interesting. That's so interesting. So interesting. Yeah.
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 I think I should probably do a thing where I'm more prepared to show stuff, but we can talk about it.
Oh really?
Yeah. Can we show some?
Can you not open anything?
Yeah. But weirdly, the one that opens looks like a version of the file before I fix some of the glows on the crab, and it's looking for footage that doesn't appear to be there. So
We're very prepared and very professional.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to understand that I had all these files like all nice and arranged on my old PC 6 months ago.
I don't understand. I can't believe you've forsaken us like this, Doig.
I mean, I guess this goes to show that
You don't know what you got till it's gone?
no, more that you can still make cool stuff when you're absolutely awful at
Oh.
everything.
I wouldn't say that you're absolutely awful at everything, Doig. I'd say you're actually pretty exceptionally good at a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think this file is just altogether broken. This is what happens when you lose connections and links with like stuff. So
This is what happens when you try and make art!
compositing can come another day.
Wow, thank you for trying. I'll just let you do your thing then, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. You could show some of the backgrounds instead. I mean, have you downloaded anything from the Mystic Crystal folder, Mike?
No, but
Oh! How do you live? How do you live?
What do you mean? How do I live? Why didn't?
Just, I'd like have the entire project file downloaded onto my PC. Because I'm just like, yep. Might need some stuff from that. Never know.
Doig's trying to avoid announcing that accidentally delete all the pills permanently on stream.
Don't even say it.
Oh, a single paddle. Hey, welcome. Thank you for prodding Aaron with that super chat.
Mike showed it to me. Ah! He said our names. He said we were cool. That's so cool. It's like the coolest thing in the world. Thank you very much. I was freaking out.
The backgrounds, chapter 1, chapter 1.
How was the stream yesterday? It was good. I hope it was good. Yeah, we did it. Woohoo! We all sat together and watched Mystic Crystal. And then we just chatted a little bit about it and answered some questions from people.
I will say, in the final shot in this one, the castle rendering was done by David Liu. He helped me out and rendered the castle beautifully.
How I asked what Aaron said. He basically just said that we were cool. It was short, but sweet,
Ooh, I could show this.
but it was very weird to hear him say like our names out loud. It was cool and just like made me feel all happy. All happy.
So for this shot, we did a bunch of previs with like test assets and stuff. It was done in Blender, if I remember rightly. We were testing like what the parallax and stuff would look like. And there's a 3D model of the castle that we did.
Oh my gosh, I forgot of a 3D model of the castle.
Yeah.
We kind of did it to help tie the live action segments with the animated segments, but I think in the end, like, some of it didn't get used anyway, so juggling live action versus animated footage is difficult.
Yeah, one thing I struggled on the did you guys see the Jaffa donut? The Jonah, I think. I did.
Yeah, we sure did. I think we pulled that up on stream. So important was it that we actually discussed it on stream, because you know McVitie's were always there for you, sponsors. We'll always announce all the important Jaffa Cake news on our stream, being the official sponsored stream of McVitie's Jaffa Cake.
Let's see some of the backgrounds. Here is Mark's layout for the first shot in chapter 4. It's really, really nice. Then starting to block in things like color ideas, and then because we were sandwiching this shot with chapter 3, we had to start to get to match this background to the environment that they were in the previous shots. Kind of that one. These are the PSDs, I guess. I guess I can download and open those. It's interesting to see just how much like color and information gets added in post.
So much from you.
This is the export ones. This would have been the final.
Were there any particular struggles that you remember in terms of both just your work in general, and was there anything which like I caused you to struggle with in terms of the backgrounds? Any direction you remember as being like, oh?
I think a big thing that we struggled a bit was kind of pulling together a cohesive look and feel, because I came onto the project a little later, so a lot of the layouts had been done. It was a kind of like jigsaw puzzle it's kind of like you've been given all the pieces already and you have to fit it together in a cohesive way. So I think the struggle was just trying to create a unique look and feel. Kind of, it felt like you know that gif of Gromit laying down the tracks, but the train's already going. But it was a good challenge. I mean, I think it is one I struggled with all the way through until the end.
What was it that you struggled with in particular?
Keeping up the pace and also delivering like good and cohesive stuff. I mean, I think at one point I'll show you guys the
How did you find trying to emulate Bluthian backgrounds and that style?
That was really fun. Like looking at that sort of stuff was really like the really dark foreground shadow stuff and stuff in silhouette, and like the painting style for Black Cauldron I think was one of my favorites. Was it in BizDev? Color script. I think I'll show you this. I think this is, rather than individual backgrounds, I think I'll download this and show you guys what I then dubbed the journey. This is the point where I started to put in all the like the color thinking and how I took moments from across the spectrum of the music video, and these Dan and Brian had literally go on this journey, and it was like, how do we convey both time changing, geography changing, specific settings and moods shown in the lyrics of the video. It's because I don't have SMG running. I have a little piece of software that should be looking at foobar. There we go. Okay, let's open this up. So yeah, I arranged it literally like this here. Get out of the way. You can be over here. I arranged it as a long kind of strip. So I think I mentioned yesterday that the music video for us was split up into chapters. So chapter 1 was like the introduction. It was up until the necromancer steals a crystal. So these were just sort of like really rough color thumbs, ideas of like how that would look, kind of the look and feel of what the crystal, like the castle material was. Like this stuff was done rough and loose and fast to give us a sense. We were like trying to, this says more idyllic. I guess only I can really read that.
Those are probably notes I was giving you.
Yeah, it looks like my handwriting, so it's probably something you gave me a note and then I wrote in.
I was probably sat with you, looking at them with you.
Yeah.
And you were noting down what I was saying.
So you can see here like the really dark, harsh foreground stuff. I wanted to keep that sort of feel where like anything in the midground and foreground is like this bright, luscious loveliness. I think it is looking back at this, it's like this is a little bit muddy here. I would probably actually, if I have will this just play? Yeah, you can see comparison here.
Because this is the only time in the video we really get to see in daylight the land before the Mystic Crystal is stolen.
Yeah.
So I like really wanted to hammer in with you, like the contrast between the world before the crystal is taken and the world afterwards. Because we get a long time of Brian and Dan journeying through the world after the crystal's been stolen. And in order to show that the world was kind of impacted by that in a negative way, and like the flora was, you know, sapped of its life and vitality. I think we really needed to make a strong statement up front at the start to be like, this is a really idyllic, beautiful world. So later on when you're going through like dead trees and stuff, it's more like, oh no, this has had an impact.
It got less green and more pink. Yeah, well.
I don't know how successful we were. I think just because the variety of different locations throughout the second part of the music video makes it kind of hard to get a beat on like a cohesive world language. You know, it's hard to know if the desert is the desert because the Mystic Crystal was stolen or just because it's the desert landscape that they're going through.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because they go through so many different locations. Oh, yo, Lord Spew, thank you so much for the raid.
Thanks for the raid. I think when I was looking at the backgrounds for like Dark Crystal and things like that, a lot of the vegetation and stuff is more like this, I think. And then if you perceive grass in like really sunny sunlight, you will trend it more towards like bright yellow. I think here I was trying to show the distance, but yeah.
Also, like, there's something about the Bluth colors. I feel like when it comes to landscapes, they tend to either be like quite muddy naturally and like quite dark, not in terms of the values, but in terms of like the colors chosen imply like a place that is maybe shrouded in shadow or over an overcast day, or they tend to be like really oversaturated and almost artificial in the colors that they use.
Yeah, you can see later when it gets into like the vibrant reds and stuff. If you watch Bluth films, they go like Nim and stuff go really ham with color.
Yeah.
Tibbs asked, did you guys do the text logo thing or was that handled elsewhere? I think this one here. This was this was India.
I did that, Tib. I'm sorry. I did my best. Tib is the one who did the Starlight Brigade logo, which, as you guys know, is beautiful. I did my best with the Mystic Crystal one, but I am not a designer in that sense.
You were trying to evoke kind of a
70s poster design.
Yeah.
Like you'd see from the UFO posters and such. Where they have that kind of balloon writing.
She was wondering the choice in the bubbly look. Yeah, I think that was...
Yeah, it's 100% inspired by like 70s progressive rock bands.
Yeah. The crystal... The Coral Caves is a fun one.
Labyrinths
to, like,
of coral caves.
More kind of neon-esque. Having those really strong highlights of purple against the dark blue-green was just, that's my jam.
I very much enjoyed designing a character where they were just, their entire colour fill was just red. And that was it.
Yeah, the druids were really, really interesting. Pops of like this red color. I think maybe I could have gone stronger in the final video. But yeah.
So this is like it's probably a question you'll get a lot, but I am curious as to what your favourite background is that you worked on for the video.
My favourite background was probably it was probably the Necromancer's cave, the exterior of that.
Oh, the exterior, cool.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite. Here we've got like a sense of the idyllic town before the Necromancer arrives, and then we've got like the color styling of like I really wanted to pull in the greens from his magic, But I also wanted this really fucking gnarly sky behind him, like this really violent red kind of light beaming through the clouds, and like this fucking, I just wanted to like go completely metal here. So I think I've got the.
Yeah, we wanted his entrance to be like really like baller. I remember in one of the very, very early storyboards, he just kind of came over the hill like, nah. And we were like, we should maybe make that a little bit more epic for his entrance. That was one of the scenes we got to push really dark, and I'm really happy about that. Like, that is such a huge difference between Disney and Bluth stuff, is that Bluth is really like, he's not scared to put his characters in shadow and have them be dark and light, rather than having them always ping out as light and dark.
Yeah, I think in part trying to keep the feeling but also keep like the legibility and stuff.
Oh man, designing Markiplier was so fun. It was so his character sheet is one of my favorites. I wish we could show that, but I don't know if you have it, Mike.
His character sheet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pat did an early design for Markiplier, and it was really like super gnarly and kind of twisted, and he looked super evil, and he had like claws and like crooked teeth, and they were like, we think maybe maybe we should be a bit kinder to Markiplier. We were like, yes, you're correct.
I mean, some of the stuff I think you were going to share during the thing, so this could be really sneaky.
I'm sorry?
So I think some of this you were thinking of sharing during our Mystic Mondays, but we could sneakily show it here.
But you know, people will get to peruse it at their leisure and actually see it properly then.
Yeah, okay.
I'm okay with showing it here. So this was the full body. This final Markiplier drawing was like a combination between a couple of people, I think. I did some final draw-overs for like the face and for appeal, but I think this basic figure was started, it might have been started by Amanda. It was definitely Patrick had a big hand in like the body structure here in the pose.
Yeah, I've got an expression sheet here as well.
Yeah, the expression sheet was much more me. Do a zoom on that boy.
Do a zoom.
Do a zoom on that boy. I wish that we could have had more scenes with Necroplier, because his model was so fun, and there were a lot of expressions we really didn't get to like we didn't get to do with him. So I really want, if only there was like a Mystic Crystal sequel where the Necromancer comes back, so we can get Markiplier in again and really like go ham with the acting. Like, that would be...
I love this one.
I love the one at the top where he just looks done with everything.
The side one.
This one. No, the one.
This one.
Yeah. No, the one to just next to it. Next to the side one. I don't know if I've got a slight delay on my end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have loved to animate more of him. I think everyone on the team would have loved to animate more of Markiplier, because his character is so like expressive and flamboyant and fun, and I feel like we didn't get to show as much of that as we could have.
Oh, here's Patrick's take on him.
the original. Like, maybe we should make him a little bit more... be a little kinder than that. I was very happy to get to just make everyone super hot. You know, not that they aren't already, but to, like, exaggerate the hotness of the cast was very fun. Yeah, it's very Bluth-like. Pat has a really great sense for that. And in a sense, it was kind of intimidating to step into Pat's shoes for this project.
He has a really good sense for Bluthian.
Yeah, he's very familiar with Don Bluth, whereas I am less so. So I was kind of learning on the job.
I think he just draws like a Bluth style, just not naturally, but that's where his yeah,
it feels like a natural fit for him. And originally he was slated to do this video, but he was just so busy. And when he offered it to me, I was like, yes. But I always felt like I would have loved to have seen how Pat would have handled some stuff too, because he's got such a good sense of that Bluth stuff.
Yeah. This shot, oh my god. The lighting was hand-keyed by me on the face expression.
Mike really saved my ass there.
So don't look too closely.
Because this shot was, I think it was meant to have lighting in the boards. And I often forgot to do it, guys. I forgot completely. I was so busy like checking other stuff and doing notes that I forgot to add the lighting onto the scene. And Mike was like, I think I can fix that. And he went in and actually did the lighting in After Effects. Is that?
Yeah, it's masked layers in After Effects. So you can see trying to create the contrast between here and here, the Necromancer. I think we did less of the glowing castle in the end. Here's the first kind of look and feel of the scrying bowl. We eventually went a little bit more golden, bringing in like Secret of Nim-esque magic look and feel. Before it was a little bit more like poisony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were looking very much at Black Cauldron, where the pig is looking into the scrying bowl.
Yeah.
Trying to emulate that kind of effect. Speaking of Black Cauldron, a couple of people picked up on the fact that the cauldron at the beginning is very influenced by Black Cauldron.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I tried to give it a little bit of a Cthulhu-esque thing.
It's slightly different. I think I was like, just go straight Black Cauldron, it'll be funny.
I think because it's set in the coral caves, I was like, oh, there'll be like a piratey, nautical sort of underwater vibe to it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we still have Ask a Question on. I didn't even realise we haven't changed our rewards yet.
That's fine.
A single petal. What are the character designs for Danny and Brian like? Doing the character design using the blue style to fit them. Oh my, it was really fun. Because I knew from the start, as soon as we were like, okay, we're doing Danny, and he's going to be like this kind of princely warrior. You know, he's going to be the stereotypical hero. I was like, we're going to make him look so good. We're going to make him so hot. And when I saw Brian's costume for it as well, because they sent us some screenshots over of the live action stuff. So we got to see their costumes from that. And as soon as I saw Brian's costume, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like the coolest effing thing. I think Brian's design is still one of my favorites. But it was very fun to draw Danny and Brian because Danny looks badass. Sorry, Brian looks badass and Danny looks badass, and also like we got to really try and make him super pretty, which was very fun. I don't know if you have any of those sheets, Mike, that you want to show.
I think you should show them when like you were able to.
Oh well,
I just mean like we got a few weeks to go. I mean, I don't know what I'd be showing.
You don't know what you'd be showing?
Yeah.
Probably just the full body or something, or the scuff up thing might be nice. Because then that's not the whole sheet and we can save the expressions and such.
Okay, give me a sec then.
Because for every character we had to do like a scuff up guide for people, because we had, during the cleanup process, we had an additional layer of cleanup called the scruff up layer, where we would try and add, retroactively, we would try and add in some Xerox-like lines and scuffs to try and make it look more hand-drawn and less digital. So I had to do a guide for each of the characters for that, for where to put the scruff ups and where to have the main lines. And it was a lifesaver, because when you're trying to flood fill stuff and there's hairlines everywhere, by which I mean like tiny wispy lines that are just going around your main lines, it can make filling in stuff such a pain. So having just the main lines and being able to fill those and layering scruff up over the top meant everything was still very easy to fill in. But we got the, hopefully we got the look a little less digital.
I've got the character sheet you have here of Danny Sex Bang, broken legs.
You can show that if you want. That probably won't be posted on the Knights account. Trying to figure out how to make Danny's legs look broken in a comedic way, but also sticking within the style was really hard. It took me a long time. It was 100% thanks to Doodle Curls, or Bryony, for coming up with that scuff up idea. She was a real lifesaver when it came to the cleanup. Really kind of defined a lot how it looked in the end.
I can't see a scruff up one just for Danny.
Okay, that's all right.
I found the sheet for Brian now. I think in future I'll show how we got the cell look in the combination between the scuff up layers, and then we did a process on the like inks layer itself.
Yeah, we kind of overlaid almost a moving cloud-like texture on a multiply layer to kind of give the line art a dither, where it felt like some bits had been pushed down on harder by the pencil. You made each character design, by the way. Was it collaborative effort and then a dedicated artist did the official sheets? It was kind of a mixture. So we had a character designer come on called Amanda Bell, and she was incredible. So, like, her drawings are like, oh! And then, in general, she would design the character, and then I would do draw-overs, mainly on the expressions and stuff. And also, I would simplify some things, like, she designed the wizards, and I think she designed the wizards, and we were just like, yes. I didn't do any draw-overs on them whatsoever. I was just like, you nailed it. That's it. First time. First pass, first try. That's them. That's the wizards. You did it. But I showed it to Bryony, and Bryony was like, oh my gosh, those sleeves. And the wizards that Amanda had designed were beautiful, but they had like these such intricate patterns all across the sleeves and the robes. Oh, you're in chat. Hey. Doodles is in chat. So yeah, she was like, those patterns have to go, India. We can't make the animators do this. So a lot of Amanda's designs got simplified. She designed the dragon as well, and it was beautiful, but it was so complex. So we had to just like adjust the level of detail on a couple of them. And then for the main characters, that was mainly where I came in and did some draw-overs. So I think I kind of took the lead on Danny. I think Danny was mostly me. The princess was like 99% Amanda with some drawovers from me. Markiplier was like a wombo combo between Amanda, me, and
Patrick, yeah.
all working on it. I think Brian was mostly me, and then Pat did some drawovers on my stuff for that to get the body shape working a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
The king was pretty much all Amanda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be able to show those. I think all the character stuff is going to come in the next couple of weeks.
And then Amanda did all the little critters as well. So I think I just remembered yesterday, like, we were talking about the crab, and I said that I think that was all Amanda. I think Amanda worked like very closely to the boards for that, because I think Luke just kind of drew it on the boards.
Okay.
And I was like, you can just take this and basically just proof up a little bit, because I really like what Luke did.
Yeah.
So I think it was more or less Luke, actually, who came up with that. But yeah, I loved Amanda's drawing so much. Like, she did the bats, and I was just like, these bats are perfect. I love them so much. What a cool design. She did the bats, and she did like one bat just flying, and then she did a version of it flying fast, and its face was like, wow! Oh man, it made me so happy.
So you can see over the progress of their journey here, it just goes a little bit from green more to like pinks and purples, and then we start to go into like the spooky forest vibe. I think one of the biggest challenges I had was there's a part in the music video where it splits between like 3 different environments, and eventually I think I departed from this one a lot. Like, this middle one became way more orange in order to separate it from spooky forest to like the pits of
Disgust?
Yeah. And then I had a pretty strong idea for the color palette.
And the
for this
dark
one, of
swamp
course,
of
because it's pink and
tears.
blue. And then you get the look over of the like necromancer's castle.
Yeah, you can see like he's got a note saying new day. Like, a lot of it was me like sitting down and going like, I want this to feel like you can kind of track the journey a little bit across the land. Like, I want to be able to kind of see the environments we're traveling out of and the environments we're traveling into, and also to have the kind of time of day make sense. So we can see this is a journey that takes place over... It doesn't take place over one afternoon.
Yeah.
Let's see, Your Majesty says... Oh, also, just to ping to what Emma said, Amanda wasn't on call yesterday, sadly. We did invite everyone, but I think some people were probably busy doing other stuff. So unfortunately not, but we will be posting some of her amazing stuff on the Knights account soon, I think.
This is one of the fun ones to kind of color design. What's the statues? Everything kind of like just before the necromancer, I think was the most fun.
I love the statues.
Really nice, like vibrant clouds with like the dark sunlight with the statues, and having this kind of like evening light come in.
There were some wild designs for those statues.
Yeah, they'll be fun to share eventually. I don't have those to hand.
Yeah, Your Majesty says, is there anything you guys think you improved on most during this project? Trying to think. Yeah, I think that I was able to provide a bit more support to the animators than I usually would have at the beginning of the project. It was nice to be able to focus on doing stuff like acting sheets and how to draw the character sheets and all that kind of stuff for the animators. at the beginning of the project, because on previous projects I hadn't really had time to do that. I think I learned a bit about being a director. I still think I've got a lot to learn about it, but I think I learned a little bit more what it means to be a director and how to be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I was a good director of this project, but I learned how to be better, so that was cool. I think Mike learned not to try and do 3D environments with 2D planes intersecting them if you're going to be able to see the floor plane.
Yeah, don't do that. There's still errors that I can see in the final. And I recently watched the it was the animation that Kevin worked on with the line for a game. I forget the name, I'm sorry, but I noticed whenever they had like 2D card things and parallax for the backgrounds, they used a foreground kind of curvilinear floor plane to kind of hide where those would hit the ground plane. I was like, you know, the fucking Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the screen meme. I was like that. I was like, that's how they did it. Because there's a point where the camera zooms out from a castle past, and then you see the crystal over the fountain and stuff. And there's houses that are kind of like sliding over the ground plane, and it's just like, there's so many ways now that I could have done that I just struggled with. Because I was trying to do it, set up in After Effects. That didn't really work, so eventually I think what I did was I went into Toon Boom and just used Toon Boom instead with its 3D camera, and then rendered out. But it was still...
It was very hard to match the camera move from the animatic as well.
It was really hard to match the camera move that I had. It was just weird. I think if I were to do it again, I would just do everything in Toon Boom. Like, I wouldn't try and get clever with 3D cameras and After Effects or anything like that. I think I'd straight up just build the scene in Toon Boom.
You want to get fancy with the spices?
No. But the thing about it is I would also like have those assets in there in the layout stage, and then the animators would work from that from the get-go, rather than trying to like do it later, because it's just a massive headache.
Oh, Habbo, Doodles, thank you so much. I hope I was all right. Thank you. Also, what, Bryony? What's a coordinator? You want me to have what's a coordinator? See, the thing is with Knight's projects, to anyone who doesn't know, our teams are often so small that a lot of us end up wearing a variety of different hats, which is like a double-edged sword. It's good because it means you get a lot of experience in doing different parts of the production. It's not great in that it means that your time is often divided between several different tasks.
When you ask that, it pains me, India.
I mean, I'm assuming it's something maybe like a producer, where they kind of help you with the scheduling and to stay on top of things. Like, it was such a huge help when Bryony came on as lead cleanup artist, because then Bryony could like help me with the feedback and the draw-overs and troubleshoot stuff with me, and there was just like there was someone other than me to check things.
Yeah.
And that was like a huge help time-wise. And I was like, so this is why they say it up that way in studios. This is why. Habbo says, I think Knights should also throw in a layout stage for animation. In Mystic, that was kind of what our spot key stage was, but that happened after animation, so it was kind of difficult to change model afterwards. Yeah, it's true.
I think
that happened after the rough stage, right? It was like the stage just before cleanup. But now after working on other productions and seeing how they do things in the industry, such as on things like, well, I won't call out anything in particular just in case for some reason the process is NDA, but But yeah, normally what studios will do is after the storyboard stage, they'll kind of send you layout keys then for the characters.
Yeah. Well, don't you get like special poses and things like that?
Yes, that's the same thing, essentially.
I think something that the process for Night Runner Magnum Bullets was a little different, was that you guys did another pass on the boards that was that
Yes.
that made everything a lot tighter.
It did mean the boarding stage took a very long time though. I think maybe the nice in between is to do layout keys instead. So you're not proofing up every board image.
Yeah.
But you are proofing up what you would consider to be your special poses or your keyframes.
Yeah. I think if we were going to do another project, Abo, that's what we would do. I think a lot of that was because scheduling wise, we had you guys starting animation before we brought on people like Bry for the cleanup, for the final line stuff.
Yeah. Also, I just didn't know any better at that point. But I feel like I do now. After seeing some other productions and their pipelines, I feel like now I would probably include that.
Yeah, production coordinators keep everything in animation pipeline running smoothly by supporting all departments with their production requirements.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Live and learn. Yeah, totally.
Hanging on the edge of tomorrow.
Here's the bell. The spiky bell. And then we go from like these vibrant, really I love pink.
Yeah, you do.
We were given like early production photos and stuff, so I was mainly just matching the look and feel of what the live action was going to be here. And then it softens out into this kind of nice, calming blue and shot of the castle. This one was one of my favorite shots in the whole production, was them returning. When I got the color working on them coming through the doorway, I think both me and India were just like, that feels good.
That's it.
I struggled with the feeling of Dan and Brian later in chapter 6. But I tell you, there was a point where Danny gets fixed with the magic, and there was this blue highlight on him, and when I got that, things started to make sense of getting that kind of magic-y Bluth feel. I had to like backtrack back from that for other moments.
Yeah, Doodle. That's very much it. Like, I was having to keep track of everything, and it was very difficult to juggle, especially since I was also kind of dipping into parts of the production process to get my hands in there. How can you resist getting your hands in there? But yeah, Habbo says it would definitely help keep models more consistent. Yeah, I would have... If I could go back and change something, I think that's something that I would do, is we would get some nice layout keys before we start animation. So you guys weren't having to kind of learn the models as you went along, which is always going to happen a bit anyway, but at least if you have strong keys to start with, you kind of have a lynch point to hang off, right? You're not just having to refer only to the character sheets.
Mm-hmm.
We should also have more hangout and update meetings. Yes, I would love to have more hangouts and stuff. It's like weirdly hard for me to remember now, because it was so long ago that we were all working on it, how many actual meetings we had and how many updates we had. I think we had a lot at the beginning.
Yeah.
But as we went into the production process, they got less and less as it just became kind of... We all got into the daily grind of it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm remembering that. Andy's favorite bell.
Yeah, our meetings were very much like just Discord chat. Did we only have one meeting? Am I remembering Starlight Brigade instead when we had a lot of meetings at the very beginning of production?
Well, towards the kind of third act 3 I think of the production of Starlight Brigade, we were having meetups during lunch or something, or like afternoon meetups where we would just all hang and work together.
Mm-hmm.
I think a big part of it as well is that during the later part of the production on Mystic Crystal, that was when you started boarding on Rise of the TMNT, and so your time was very much divided between boarding on that and then giving notes and feedback. So you were.
Yeah, I think it's a great shout though. We probably should have had more just like animator studio days.
Yeah.
I remember we tried to have them daily during Starlight Brigade, and I think it started to kind of induce anxiety in people that they were having to like be somewhere every day. So I think maybe daily was a bit much.
Maybe
but it would have been
weekly
nice
ones or something.
to like have strike a balance and maybe have like studio days be Wednesday and Thursday or something. Or just have like an optional studio room that's always open that people can like dip into and see if anyone's around.
Yeah. I think that would have been a good call.
Yeah.
Loop? Loop? How do I loop? This?
Yeah, exactly. It is good for problem solving, but
Or not?
if you have it every day, it can start to stress people out, especially if they feel like they're not making as much progress on their scenes as they would want to. And they're like, oh god, I've got to go into a meeting with the director and stuff now and, work with my screen being shared and everything. So I think having it be more casual and knowing that you're not going to get critiqued during those meetings unless you ask for it.
Habbo says, I'm wondering what we could have done earlier on to avoid the issue with the crowd hookups. Do you mean with the hookups with the backgrounds?
Or do you mean the chapter 6 hookups with the movements? Yeah, that's tough because it's like on one hand you don't want to say to your storyboard artist, put in more detail, map out the movements exactly so we know they're all going to flow properly. I think on one hand it might have helped giving the sequences a chunk to one artist rather than splitting it over multiple artists. I think that might have helped. We did put it together in the rough stage and that's when we caught the mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Bryony's right. I think maybe just I don't think we realized it was gonna be a problem until we got to it, and at that point it was kind of too late to solve it easily without having to reanimate stuff.
Yeah.
So it's interesting what you think probably isn't going to be a problem and what you think is mapped out and going to be fine, and then you get to actually doing it and you're like, oh wait, there's way more detail that we hadn't worked out in this than I thought there was.
Yeah.
And for anyone who wasn't on the production and doesn't know, what we're talking about is there were some hookup issues with the last part of the animated sequence, such as when Danny and Brian were getting tossed into the air by the crowd, So they would get tossed up into the air, and then the next shot is like a close-up on their faces, and we were like, well, are they going up or down here? Because their movement needs to continue from the previous scene. And then the next scene, I think they've just been caught by the crowd and they get thrown up again.
Mm-hmm.
So getting those 3 sequences to like really work together in terms of the movement feeling like it was flowing from one to the other.
Right, I see.
Was tricky because in the boards on the close-ups, we didn't give an indication of whether they were going up or down.
Mm-hmm.
We were just like, yeah, the background's moving because they're being thrown.
Right, gotcha.
So that kind of stuff with the animation was trickier than we thought it was gonna be going into it. Yeah, it has to time to the music too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you guys are right. I think maybe better if we'd gone in and done the layouts, we probably would have realized, okay, we need to figure out if they're going up or down here. It's not enough to just put like an arrow in the background. We need to know which direction they're going, so we can hook it up to the previous scene and the next scene.
I think I might actually have that exported.
Thank goodness we caught it in roughs though. Can you imagine if we hadn't put the entire thing together until we were in cleans? It was definitely nice to have a working Premiere file like I had, where I could just drop in the latest clips and it would show me the latest cut of the video. So I could actually see how the flow was working. Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of the Mystic Crystal process was us kind of just trying to work out from scratch how a production runs. And since getting more experience in the industry, I'm like, oh, that's how you do that. And that's why this is the way this is. Oh, it's like, man, if I had known that back when we were setting up Mystic Crystal.
Well, I think that's something interesting is that sorry, I'm gonna put on a video because my brain is fried. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, imagine knowing how to properly run a production. Yeah, it couldn't be me, Grog.
Let's just run that. So you have something to look at. Put it down below the overlay. There we are.
Yeah, it's like the only real way to learn how a production runs is kind of to be on one. And now I know more things.
Well, I think one thing that could be said is that neither of us had worked on a 2D animated, like a professional 2D animated pipeline, to hand-drawn animated pipeline before working at Nights.
Yeah.
You might have, I hadn't.
Well, I'd worked in Boulder Media, which had been my first and only other animation job. And that was very much just, you get the storyboards, you have rigs, and you animate your scene. And I wasn't really privy to the rest of production, so I wasn't sure how to construct a pipeline from the top down, you know? Other than that, my experience was very much just Night stuff. So seeing how Pat ran the other projects, you know, like Night Runner, and how we all cobbled together Starlight Brigade, which was very ad hoc, but worked out. You hope Knights never move to shotgun. Is shotgun good? Or, well, I'm assuming it's probably not if you're like, I hope they never move to it. What's wrong with Shotgun? I've heard it's industry standard.
First Day Lions asks, when you first got the song and thought of the story, did anything change drastically since then and the final product?
Yeah, it was a very different beast to Starlight. So with Starlight, they very much kind of gave us a song and said, okay, premise is boy goes to space. That's it, go. And we got to kind of form our own story around that, based on what we heard in the song. With Mystic Crystal, Dan had much more of an idea of what he wanted from the start. So Dan actually sent us over like a batch of notes of what he was picturing in his head for each of the sections and each of the shots. And a lot changed from that, just because obviously, like, when you're sitting and you're imagining something, your brain moves so much faster than the music does.
Yeah.
So there was just like a lot of stuff that we couldn't necessarily find space for that had to be kind of cut out. There was some really fun stuff in there that I wish we could have had. Like at the beginning, I think when we were traveling through the landscape, Dan wanted it to also go through like all the places they were going to travel, and to have like skeletons playing ping pong or something against one another.
Yeah.
And stuff, and we were just like, there's no way we can fit that into like the 3 second.
There's no time to fit that against what they were saying in the lyrics.
Yeah, even though it was super fun and cool, and we really wanted to animate it. So a lot of that stuff ended up getting kind of passed down in the storyboard stage, to just what we could fit in.
Oh, that didn't loop. That's okay.
Also, yeah, there was a point at which part of the song was going to be live action, and they ended up asking us to animate it instead, but we were already partway through production, which was one of the reasons we had to like extend the timeline a little bit, was because another minute of animation was required. So that whole sequence with Dan being shot by the arrows and everything, that wasn't meant to be there, animated. But I'm really happy it was. Not only because we got to do some really fun shots of Dan getting shot by arrows, but also because it gave us another chance to put the Necromancer in. Because I mentioned earlier that we wish we could have animated a bit more of the Necromancer and like found more places to put him. But at the beginning, he was only showing up at the very beginning when he kidnapped the princess. And then at the very end in live action. Like, we were literally only animating him at the very beginning. And nothing past that. And so it was really nice to be able to, like, halfway through the song, more or less, halfway through the journey, touch back base with the Necromancer and show that he was watching them and that, like, he was angry that they were getting closer. I really liked that we got to add that in, because I think it kind of kept him present as a villain through the piece.
Showing that he was aware that they were coming.
Yeah, and it, you know, we got to do that cool shot of him, like, waiting for them in his throne as well and leaning forward. And cool menacing shots like that of the Necromancer, like, getting to put more of those in was super cool. That was really fun. I think that really helped kind of sell him as a villain a bit more.
I'm just doodling him now.
And we're just doodling.
Not the Necromancer. This was starting out as Dan. But I never really drew the character. I don't think I've ever really drawn the characters.
Now's your chance.
No.
Now you can experience the pain of the animation squad without those incredibly complex character designs that we gave them to do.
Yeah.
Dan's hair, oh my gosh. I don't think we ever settled on a model for Dan's hair. It was just different every time one of us drew him. How long did production take? I think the animation maybe took 7 months plus, 7-8 months. But the production got very spread out because there was a very elongated cob process at the end, mainly due to the fact that it was live action and animation together. So we kind of had Mike, who was comping the animated segments, working with Kelly and Sean, who were comping the live action segments.
Dan's pauldrons seem like a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, truly. Will Transformers have a car smear? I can't tell you that. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's all car smears, right?
I think it's entirely car smears. No kind words for shotgun in chat.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
I did experience one person trying to show me some stuff on shotgun recently, and there was a bug where it kept like pausing between the scenes, and they were getting very frustrated with it.
Oh, is that shotgun?
Yeah, I believe that was shotgun. Habbo says my scene paused just as you said it. Yeah. I think it was the production that you may be working on. Oh no, actually it won't be, but it'll be the studio that you're working with, Habbo. Were the ones who were getting frustrated with it. It's got a bug. It's got a bug.
It's got a bug?
It's got a bug.
It's got a bug.
It's got a bug.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, we probably wouldn't use shotgun given what you guys have said, but it would be nice to find some kind of program that would help us to manage things. You know, that would be cool. Probably be a good thing.
Yeah, I saw that Verdi yesterday asked about softwares that we use, but a lot of it was Google Sheets for tracking progress on shots and Dropbox for sharing files with one another.
I'd be interested to ask Sean of Studio Mala what their pipeline is like.
Yeah.
How they keep track of everyone, like what kind of support they have for their directors and the other people working on the projects. Like, what positions do they hire? Because they will also have quite small teams.
Mm-hmm.
So what positions do they prioritize?
Habbo might have something.
That's true. Oh, Habba says I haven't worked with them after the few things at the very beginning, but I'm sure it's completely changed now. Yeah, maybe. I will ask him, because I would love to hear about that.
Yeah, it would be really good to know.
Yeah, like how do you make an efficient production with the support you need with a very small team? Like, what are the most important positions and the most important software to kind of help you keep track of everything? Would be good things to know.
Animators. Dan is so tricky to draw.
Doodle said, I asked a few months ago and just G Drive. It made me sweat. No, just G Drive. No, not even Dropbox.
Not even Dropbox.
Well, I like Dropbox. It's caused a few problems on a few of our productions. A few people have been like, I can't get in. It says I don't have enough storage. I have to log in with your login and do all this special stuff, and it's frustrating. So there's no perfect solution, I guess. I will say Discord has been an effing lifesaver.
Discord is great.
Discord has been a lifesaver for long distance projects. We do 99% of our project management on there. Just keeping track of things. Yeah, Doodles. I think they definitely they have supervisors, I think. Supervisors and leads, which are positions that actually knights don't often have. In a formal sense. Yeah, I agree. Doodle says having the same software work and friend bants is distracting. Yeah.
Yeah, the company I work at, they use Slack, which is very Discord-esque, but it's not Discord.
Trello might be an interesting thing to look into. Anywho, I'm sure you're all extremely fascinated with our talk of how to streamline animation production pipelines.
I mean, how to make animation
in a small team.
It involves all that, yeah.
It does, yeah. It really does. We should also ask Rabbit about it, because I know that doing an animated production is very different to organising a Reanimate collaboration, but the organisation needed is similar. And I'd be interested to know if Rabbit has any tips on that. Any hot tips. In Kitsu, Tikachu says each member gets their own task and you can upload a preview so a supervisor can review it. Oh, interesting.
This is so hard.
You drawing Dan?
I'm trying to.
He's really tricky.
So hard.
He takes a long time to get right. The proportions are very tricky too. Like very slender waist, very
I'm
big
just drawing
chest.
his face, man.
Yeah, the proportions are. You think he's hard? You should try the Necromancer. Dan's also got a lot of subtle stuff going on in his face. At the beginning, we were planning to just have Brian's mask be pure black.
Oh yeah.
I may have just said Dan instead of Brian, but I'm sorry. I meant Brian if I said Dan by accident. But Brian has a lot of sort of stuff going on with his face. At the beginning, the inside of his hood was completely dark apart from his eyes peeking through the eye mask. But one of the bits of feedback we got from Brian was that he would prefer for it to be like a dark grey instead, so you could see the outline of his face. Whereupon the task became, how do you do just a silhouette of the face and make it still very apparent who it is? So there's a lot of subtlety in the shape of Brian's face to try and make Brian look like Brian underneath the costume.
It's all in the eyes.
It matters to me, okay? It mattered to me! Very particular chin and cheek shapes to try and make him look like Brian.
It's hard to recreate a perfect man.
There are a lot of like very subtle model notes as well that I think will be nice to post when we're able to.
I like the one that Kevin shared yesterday. Yup, nope. I think you made a note on how to draw the butt of one of the characters, and you simplified it and took out like a good bit of cheek.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was like a butt shot for one of the characters, and it was like very sculpted, and I was like, maybe we don't want to draw quite as much attention. I bet everyone would have loved it, you know. But I was like, let's give him less crack in his butt. But yeah, I'd love to share the acting sheets at some point, because they were fun to do.
Yeah.
And there's like really strange model sheet stuff, like when Dan smiles, like his top lip should almost have like a inversed curve to it.
This.
Almost like kind of cat mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, actually looking at that model sheet right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Can you show the model sheet?
Yeah, alright.
Oh, you already did?
No, as in I will.
Oh.
Here you are. This is what I'm looking at right now.
There we are, boy!
This one here is super Dan.
Zoom in on it. I can't tell which one you're looking at.
Dan is 90% hair.
It was so much extra work as well to put the stubble line on and to put that eyeliner on. But I am really happy with the way it looks. I think it was worth it, even though I'm sure it must have been a huge pain for the animators to have to worry about doing that and keeping that consistent in every frame as well.
Yeah, it is a good Dan face.
I love that Dan wore the eyeliner in the video, so we had an excuse to use it in the animation. Such a nice touch.
Yeah. No, I don't want to go back to the drawing I was doing.
Thanks, guys. So these are draw overs on Amanda's stuff. So particularly that like the bottom pose, very sad. That's a very Amanda expression that I drew over there.
Oh, so this was a mix between you and Amanda.
Yeah, this was one of the ones where Amanda did the expression sheet, and then I went over and I kind of pulled it onto a model that was a bit more Disney.
Do we have those different versions? It would be interesting
Yeah.
to see.
I'm pretty sure we do. They should
Hang
all
on.
be on the Dropbox, so you can see like the difference.
trying to find that particular expression sheet.
I can see if I can find it if you want.
Yeah.
I might have a little better luck, seeing as I was the one saving them.
Yeah.
You'd think that I would be able to remember kind of where they are. We'll see. We will see.
I wasn't I wasn't very involved in the character design process, so I've never been in these folders.
You've never been in these folders.
Never.
How could you?
Sorry. Yeah, there's just a Danny expression sheet PNG.
Give me a sec to have a look around. You can continue chatting and stuff.
All right. How do you do things like a stubble without using an ink around the shape? There would be ink lines that are put in that are then removed. So what we would do in a software like Toon Boom is we would use a particular color in the palette for creating what we'd call invisible lines, and then at export time you just make the color in the palette 0% opacity and they disappear. So you would ink where the lines would be and you would use those as a guide for coloring and filling, but then you just wouldn't have them. You wouldn't have them in the final. I think it's something we picked up from like anime productions. When we're emulating it in Starlight Brigade, that we just carried through in every production. Oh, you're welcome, Buster. I think I've made his mouth too big. Head construction and stuff is so, I like looking at these expression sheets, India. It gives me like a newfound like rush of appreciation for just what it is you can do.
Aww.
Don't f me, don't it? It's true.
Thanks, Mike.
We were on a podcast recently and there was something where it was like, oh, Mike does everything that India doesn't, or like not can't do but doesn't do.
Michael, do what India don't.
But India do what Michael don't for huge point. Like character posing, expression, storyboarding, composition, storytelling. It's just
Aw,
you're the magic sauce.
dude, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm kind of having a real hard time finding Amanda's stuff. I wonder if she removed it or something. I feel like it should be somewhere, right?
Maybe she sent it via email or something.
Yeah, maybe. Let me have a real fast check. Okay, yeah, I have some originals here. I can paste it to you.
Oh my gosh. There was a strange comment on Twitter asking where the princess got the sandals from that she's carrying.
But do you want me to answer that, or
Hey, I don't know.
do you guys wanna work it out? It was I feel like that's something that I might get credit for, but I want to make it clear that that was Kevin's stroke of genius. So the princess has in all the other scenes, the princess has very high heels on, And
I
so
mean-
the implication is that she switches to flats to run and Dan carries her shoes for her. Which I thought was very cute. And Kevin pitched it to me and I was like, yeah, that's cute. That's something that Dan would do. He'd carry her shoes for her. And yeah, she's a cool gal. She'd have some flats to run in.
I don't know if her feet are visible at any point.
They're visible at the very end, I think, and you can see her in her high heels there. If you have a look at her character sheet, her heels are like, whoa!
Yeah,
They are some high heels. I'm just going to send you that so you can show people the high heels.
Oh, where am I looking?
Just in Discord.
Gotcha. Oh, you found the character sheet.
I did.
So first up, the high heel.
Grog, you're not allowed to be down on yourself in this chat. We'll appear. We'll stalk you again. So that's the princess doesn't normally wear flats. That's her actual character sheet.
And then the expression sheet here. Habbo says, wait, I don't remember seeing this expression sheet.
This might have been something that was just happening in DMs with Amanda.
Yeah.
I think I was saying to her, like, feel free to post things in the main room so people can see what you're up to. But I think she preferred to do things via DM. So there was, like, a lot of drawing over and stuff happening via DMs on the character sheets. So as you can see, they're beautiful, but the style was very different to what we eventually went with. I don't know if you can flick between them, but
Sort of.
sort of.
Wap, wap. Okay. And then it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
I think that's another thing that I would maybe change if we were to do it again. Is I really think production is better when everyone is aware of everything.
Yeah.
That other squads are doing. So I would want to create some kind of workspace where everyone on the team can kind of see the latest of everything very easily and see what other people are up to.
Yeah. I think there's something you get from working in a team that you underestimate, or like it's okay. So when you see someone else on your team do something that you think is really cool, it gets you pumped, or it can be encouraging.
It helps you to coordinate too between one another, of like keeping things consistent character wise, body language wise, everything.
I think if they're working in the same field you are, then you've got a twofold thing of like, that's really good. Oh shit, I need to match that. So there's a two thing, but when you see it from other departments, it can get you like, if you're not responsible for the same sort of thing, then you just can get this wave of like, oh, that's really cool. I want to do something as cool as that.
Yeah. Like, on one hand, I want to respect people who are, like, shy about being in the same place as everyone else and want to keep things more private. Like, I want to respect that, but at the same time, I think, like, if you take the jump, it's really worth it for the whole
It's
team.
rewarding.
Yeah. So it's scary, but it's... People are only going to think your stuff is cool. So I think I would probably enforce that in the future. Just be like, we're posting in here.
Yeah. Take the scary path, as one might say.
I don't perceive DMs, yeah. You will never get me via DM. I only respond in public places. India, show your shit, Swift. Yeah, 100%. It feels like more of a team effort when you do as well, I think.
I saw that recently Ula has animated a part of the channel trailer for us, and we have other friends as well who are animating shots, and Ula put his shot that he done into the chat, and the three other animators who I can name, but it's just funny if I'm like alluding. Anyway, all three of them went, I want to do it too. It was like, I think it's been like a couple of weeks since anyone had time, or like they were all busy and stuff with everything with other stuff, which is completely understandable. But Ula just came and went dump, and everyone went, oh, I want to do
Yeah,
mine.
everyone went, oh shit, that's cool. I want to make
cool.
something
I
cool.
wanna do mine. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that you do get that kind of energy boost and sense, like you get
Oh,
this
yeah.
nice kind of motivational kick.
I'm guilty too. Anytime I see anything cool, I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah, and
I
then you'll
wanna do
finish
that.
it in 2 days. Yeah.
Makes a big difference.
Oh, should I say?
What is it?
It's a cool thing, and it's something for Habbo, but I don't know if I should just tell Habbo.
Something for Habbo.
Yeah. I'll DM Habbo.
I know I'm really curious as to what you're talking about.
Well, I'll DM Habbo and see if he's okay with me saying.
Okay.
Where are you? Habbo.
Habbo.
He said, "What?" Yeah.
What is it?
I'd come over and see.
Ah. Oh yes. Yes. It's essentially that someone very cool saw Habbo's work. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Habbo says, "Oh my god, it's his nudes." Oh gosh. That made me laugh.
Bad nudes.
It's not a thin secret, but it's the kind of thing where you want to tell someone.
Privately.
Yeah, you just want them
Yeah.
to have their moment with it, you know?
Yeah. Well, we need to wrap up,
Oh, okay.
Doig. I'm sorry, I can only stay for a short amount of time today.
Yeah.
We've nearly gone for 2 hours,
No, it's
but I
all
need
good.
to go and focus now on getting these storyboard revisions done because I have a deadline for today, so I gotta hustle on them.
Yeah.
I'm not as far into it as I was hoping I would be at this point because yesterday was
Yesterday
Very
was
hard.
yesterday.
to focus on anything that wasn't Mystic Crystal yesterday.
Yeah. That was understandable. I think I'm gonna spend today grabbing files and preparing. Like yesterday was just a blur afterwards.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spend some of today getting files prepped so I can show you some cool stuff tomorrow. India woke me up at 8 a.m. today and she was just like, "Hey, we're gonna stream. You gonna show some stuff on the stream today?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." And I'm like realizing like new PC, new like I don't have access to stuff. Everything's scattered. So I'm gonna be more presentative tomorrow.
And so will I, because I'll
Yeah.
be able to share my screen tomorrow.
You'll be able to share your screen tomorrow. Yeah. It's been fun just kind of deflating today.
The sound of mic deflating.
Yeah. If there's anything particular you want to know or anything, then just like send us. I don't know.
Just ask us.
Just ask us. Yeah.
Yeah, now's a good time because we're riding the high from releasing the video, so we're more likely to show you stuff.
Oh, sweet! You're gonna finish your Mystic Crystal print today. Amazing. Yeah, feel free to tag us in anything that you're making.
Sorry if I'm not very responsive on Twitter or Discord today. I'll be way more responsive tomorrow. Just, I'm going to be avoiding Twitter and stuff so that I can focus. But it doesn't mean I don't care about stuff. Just to let you know.
India cares so deeply about everything, you guys.
I do. Like, it's almost to a detrimental point.
Except for you.
I care about
I'm
you
talking
guys.
That to you in particular.
By the way, I
guy.
wanted to say, Mike.
What?
Like, you were so sweet yesterday on the call. Thank you so much. You kept talking about, like, really nice things to do with me, and it was just really sweet of you.
Oh.
And just wanted to say thank you.
You mean right at the end when Dan's dog needed to go out for a walk?
Yeah, but also, like, you were talking about, how I wanted the sparkles and how I wanted the bell and stuff, and you were just, like, very much pushing me forward, and it was really sweet.
Oh. Well, you were...
Maybe because you knew I was nervous, I don't know.
India, you were a fantastic director all the way through.
Oh, dude, thanks.
And the stuff I did wouldn't be half as what it was without, like, your guiding presence.
That's not true.
No, it is true.
Our stuff wouldn't be half the way it is without you, Doig. Like,
Well, that's
putting
why
the finishing touches and
We make a
everything.
good couple. But yeah.
But it was just really sweet, and I wanted to say thank you for being such an adorable goober like you always are, and pushing me forward. It was
that
sweet.
You, yeah.
Oh, you want to know who did the waterfall? You want to know who did the waterfall?
Habbo.
You in here, Habbo, still? There's a layering issue with the waterfall. That we didn't realize until we showed Habbo the final video and he was like,
Sorry, Habbo.
we're like, shit, sorry, Habbo. But Habbo's
Habbo's
gone.
awesome.
Oh no. But yeah, that was Habbo's waterfall. Habbo is probably the person on the team who's the most versed with effects. So, like, we asked Habbo to do a lot of the effects stuff for us.
Kevakimo, you're a madman. I just want to say that. India, Kevakimo is Kevin.
Oh my gosh, hey, Kevin!
The other Kevin.
What up, dude?
He's amazing.
You're here! Quick, Doig, run away!
Quick, run!
Run!
Kevin is one of the boarders on. Well, he's
Kevin
one of the-
Molina Ortiz.
Yes, he's an incredible boarder. Hello.
Incredible. Oh my god. Kevin?
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin, you know what. I don't even have to say anything, Kevin. You know exactly what is going through my head right now.
It's amazing how much
I saw Kevin.
how much Kevin can become like I am Groot in terms of language communication amongst like you, JJ, Laura, and the boarders and stuff, of just like the different intonations of Kevin for what the meaning is. Just Kevin.
I saw what you did. I saw it. I have questions. Oh my gosh, Kevin, like blowing my mind every time.
I'll give some context here
Incredible.
for people. India just saw one of Kevin's latest boards that he did, and we can't tell you anything about it.
No. Well, we can tell you it's like,
But we can say it's fucking
Fucking-
sorcery.
yeah. It's incredible. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we have to run because speaking of boards, I need to get these revisions.
Oh
done.
no! Our stream just died.
Kevin broke our stream.
Stream's back. Okay, cool.
I can't believe you, Kevin. I can't believe you've done this.
Just before we go, I was gonna say that I kind of mumbled it out yesterday, but I was looking at Dan's Instagram yesterday or the day before, because I was trying to see if they were gonna like promote the stream and stuff. I was like prepping for like what impact was going to happen, and I noticed there was a post on there on his Instagram where he was talking about the anniversary of him starting Game Grumps, and I was like, wait, that day is that's very close to. And so I looked back in DMs between India and I, because we used to DM each other
Oh
on
wow,
Facebook.
you dug deep.
I had to sanity check, and I found out that the day that like Dan's debut on Game Grumps was the day I was DMing you about arranging to travel to meet you for, I think it was meeting you for the second time, but it was meeting you to that's basically our anniversary, was June 26th.
Getting
Pretty
all
much.
mushy on me, Doig.
Pretty much. I was
Getting all mushy.
It's just crazy because I remember you just being like, oh, do you want to listen to, I've been listening to this thing, it's cool. And that's when you introduced me to the Game Grumps, which is weird. Like, you're just like, oh, there's a new guy, he's cool. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's have a listen. I was like, oh, like, sitting together, listening to the episodes with them, it's just, yeah. It's crazy.
Time is weird, man.
Yeah.
Where does it go?
I think Grumps have been a big inspiration for us personally, of just like when you think about like everything that Aaron has accomplished, and he's like ages with us, It really does make you be like, we gotta up our game.
There's so much I want to do, man.
So, but yeah, the confluence of just like, it's been 8 years, for India now.
72 years.
India,
Yeah.
you're my longest relationship now.
Thanks.
You win.
Long may it rain.
You win.
We'll see.
You're triumphant. You're winner.
We've done it. Now we can break up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have to go, Mike.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Okay.
Like I really need to.
We'll gush tomorrow.
Yeah. Focus must be had by me.
Get to work, says Kevin.
Aye. Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, thanks for linking his Twitter, Hinka Pinkart. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Pink.
Awesome mod. Yeah, let's love you and leave you.
Get loved, get left.
Get abandoned, neglected, left by the side of the road, kicked around a little. The rain is a little heavy right now.
Hey, baby, we'll be back tomorrow. Hey, babe.
Just gaslight everyone. We'll be back for you, honest.
We will. I will be able to share my screen tomorrow when I am working on stuff which is not as NDA. And we'll hopefully be able to show you guys some Mystic Crystal stuff tomorrow. Until then,
May the rest.
are we raiding or are we just going?
No, I'm raiding. I'm just looking for someone to raid.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
raid Caro. She's doing like a traditional painting, which looks pretty cool.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Have a good time at Kevo's stream.
Doig went to buy burritos and never came back.
It was a good death.
Raid channel. Caro.
Kero.
Start raid. Harriet saved the Aaron message on her Twitter, Doig, by the way.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That was sweet. Thank you, Harriet, and thank you, Single Pedal. Basically,
Yeah.
a Single Pedal did a super chat on Aaron's Shuffle Master stream yesterday, which was like, give a shout out for Doig and Swift. They were working so hard on the Mystic Crystal video, and Aaron said some lovely, kind words.
Thank you for that, Single Petal.
And then we died.
Then he died.
No, we died. No, he died.
Then Aaron died. Can't believe he died live on stream. It was just the way he always wanted to go.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's been 2 days since you looked at me.
I had to bail early on the stream because it was 2 a.m. But yeah.
We're
Goodbye,
leaving.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
And may the rest
Of your day
be filled.
with
Adventure.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So much for the raid. How's your guys' stream? God damn, Lightning.